Hey guys, what's up? GTFrostbite here, and today I'm playing more Technic Pack Minecraft. So, it's a lot to talk about. As you may know by the title, I went to D.C., Washington D.C., which, for those of you international who don't really know capitals of many places, Washington D.C. is the capital of the United States, which is where I live. Fun fact. If you couldn't guess by my accent. I mean, you can't always tell by people's accents, because sometimes people move. Like, maybe I could live in England and I just happen to move and have lived in America before that. But anyway, I don't. I live in the United States. I went to visit DC on a school trip with my school band for a heritage festival thing. But luckily, we got to tour a lot of the monuments, a lot of the city, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen pictures of it or heard about it, but it didn't start this way. But DC is now basically, consider it as one massive museum. I don't really think of it as much of a city. I think of it more as, like I just said, one massive museum, because there's the Smithsonian, which isn't just one museum, it's basically the government museum, which is broken off into different parts, and every part has its own building. So the Air and Space Museum is one museum, but it's still the Smithsonian. There's also the Natural History Museum, which is mainly Earth stuff and dinosaurs and stuff like that. There's a lot of ocean stuff. There's rocks, minerals. I got to see the Hope Diamond, which was pretty cool. It's not what I expected, and apparently it's cursed, but oh well, it was still neat to see. I really only got to see the Natural History Museum and some of the Air and Space Museum. We went to the detached bit of the Air and Space Museum, which is the Udvar Hazy Center, which is, oh my god, it's so cool. It's where they put all of the planes that are too big to fit in the main part of the Air and Space Museum. So it's one massive hangar with tons and tons of planes in it. There's the ones I actually got to spend some time at with the SR-71 Blackbird, which is huge, and if you've played Black Ops, it's in that. Was the fastest plane in the world when it was built. And fun fact, I knew this before I went there, but it's still pretty cool, that when they build the SR-71, they have to build it with leaks in it, where everything's not as tight as you think it should be, because it flies at just inside Earth's atmosphere, so there's a ton of friction. So when it flies up there, the metal heats up and expands. So when it's on the ground, it's technically cold, and it would be leaking fuel and other things, but once it gets flying, it heats up and expands, and it seals itself. It's so weird. You don't think that it would work that way. It's such a strange thing. Oh, the reason why I'm not actually telling you this while I'm playing is because yeah, there's a big story behind this. I forgot to set the record settings to how they should be, so my mic wasn't actually recording when I was talking, and I figured this out halfway through. I'm just like, whatever. So I kept recording and just decided to do this and talk to you guys as a DC special and an explanation of why I haven't been uploading videos and why I'm uploading a ton today. And that wheat wasn't ready, that's why I just got seeds from it. Where I know I haven't uploaded for 2 or 3 days, so I'm uploading 3 videos today. This hopefully is one of them. I don't like telling people when I'm gonna go on trips that I don't know or that aren't close to me, because I feel like that's needless, not hassle, but kind of like needless danger, where there are many cases, and I mean this is a little paranoid, but whatever. There are many cases of people telling, oh yeah, I'm gonna go on a school trip for a week, and there's not anyone gonna be at home. Then someone happens to know someone who knows that they're not gonna be home, so they come back and they have no TV, they have no stereo system, all their computers are gone because someone decided to break in while they knew they weren't gonna be home. So yeah, I'm not gonna warn you when I go on trips. I may say I'm gonna be doing this at some point in the future, but oh yeah, and I'm making a generator now. Our first, not generator, iron furnace, which is a lot faster than the stone furnace is, and it's a lot more efficient. Where with the stone furnaces, one piece of coal can smelt 8 blocks, but with the iron furnace, one piece of coal can smelt 10, and it does it in 8 seconds instead of 10 seconds. So it's more efficient and faster. So I thought we should use them with our insane amounts of iron that we got from macerating and smelting. I did most of that off camera, but here's some more. Because I know I've said this before, but each block you macerate becomes 2 dusts, which can then each be smelted into one bar. So yeah, it doubles your mining things. Anyway, I'm recording this now because I was on the way back, because our school is really poor. Instead of flying, we had to bus down and back, which from where we live in Maine, is about a 12-hour drive on a bus. So we left at 10 in the morning. To get down there, we left at 10 in the morning and arrived at 10 at night. To come back, we left at 9:30 at night and arrived at like 9:30, 10 in the morning. So it was an overnight bus ride, which was really uncomfortable because I can't sleep sitting up. Oh god, it's so uncomfortable. And besides that, I'd already been sitting for 10 hours, and it was just bad. So I was awake at like 2:30, just randomly talking to people. Whenever the bus stopped, people would wake up, so then you could talk to them for a bit. My friend was sitting next to me, and he'd taken his watch off like hours ago, and he woke up and looked at me, and he had his hand covering his wrist, like he was holding his watch, but he'd taken it off, and he looks at me and goes, "Oh, I thought I was wearing my watch." But it turns out it was just my hand on my wrist. Oh god, we were all just completely like, we probably had the mental capacity of, I don't know, a couple of rocks. It was it was an interesting night. And on the way down, one of my friends, we were driving through New Haven, Connecticut, and he saw a building with an American flag and a Swedish flag. He's like, "Look, guys, it's the Swedish embassy." And he was completely serious, and we're looking at him going, Mike, that's IKEA. IKEA is a Swedish big box store like Walmart. And Ryan, the guy who had the watch thing, was he's going, "Mike, even if that did look like a presentable building and not like IKEA, we're in New Haven, Connecticut. Why on earth would there be an embassy here?" We did actually get, in D.C., we did actually get to see the French embassy, which was pretty cool. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, we saw the Lincoln Memorial, we saw the Martin Luther King Memorial, we saw the Washington Monument. Obviously, it's kind of hard not to see it. We saw Thomas Jefferson and FDR. I really, really like the FDR Memorial. It's really nice and peaceful. I feel like that's the best done out of all of them. I'm not really a big fan of the Martin Luther Memorial. I feel like the intention was well, but the execution of how they did it was kind of poor. I didn't enjoy that one as much. And what I'm doing now is, you need obsidian for a transmutation table, which will allow us to turn the 20 or 30 random gems we have in the chest into diamonds, which you need for high fiber cables, which you need for renewable electricity, which you need for a lot of things. So once we get these high fiber cables, we can do quite a bit with solar farming and wind farming and a whole lot of other stuff. I don't really want to get into the combustible things, and I don't know if you've noticed, but we're now finding a ton of redstone, whereas in the last episode I said that redstone was kind of the biggest limiting factor for what we can build right now, because we are having such issues finding it. And now all of a sudden we have like 2.5 stacks because of where it all was. And then up there, that is, I can't remember what it is, but it's not coal. as you can tell, because I'm using the SMP Revival texture pack, which looks really good, but the problem is that it doesn't have any of the Industrial Crafter, Build Crafter, Redstone Power, any of those blocks in it, so they look normal. So if you saw that, whatever it's called, that without a texture pack would look almost exactly like coal, you can actually tell it apart now, because it looks like a normal Minecraft block instead of one of the texture packed ones. It's odd, but I still like this texture pack. I actually kind of like it because it makes them stand out more. It makes them easier to mine. It kind of shows that they're different. I don't know. And I like the look of the house with this texture pack. It looks really, really good. Anyway, back to DC. So, I play percussion in the band. In the high school band, if you don't know that. Yeah, 'cause cool kid right here. And we went down to DC for a Heritage Festival, which is where high school bands play and then get rated, and then you get trophies if you're good enough. And we actually got a gold rating, which is a score of 90 or 100, which is very good, because we're from a school that doesn't even have walls. It was built with the open concept thing in the 70s, so then right after they built it, they're like, wow, that was a terrible idea, and then put a ton of partitions and fake walls in, so we don't have any actual walls. Like the English department is just a bunch of, see, here's more redstone and coal, it's just a bunch of partitions separating where you think classrooms would be. It's so weird. It's so weird. And we got to take home a huge trophy, which it was probably like 4 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall. It was quite the trophy. But most of us were kind of too out of it to do anything, because with school trips, if you go anywhere with the school, they try and pack as much like sightseeing and learning into it as you can. I don't know, you can probably hear the spider, but I didn't because I was playing with the sound off for some reason. Yeah, you'll see. So they try and pack as much learning and sightseeing and touring into one day as they possibly can, so you get up at 6 or 6:30 and then have breakfast, and then are basically on your feet walking around without a break besides food until 10 or 11 at night. So about halfway through the first day, all of us were kind of going, oh god, can we just go back to the hotel and not do anything for a while? See, here I just like screamed and smashed my keyboard trying to do something. I managed to throw my diamond pickaxe at him. Oh god, I wish I was recording that, because that was quite the reaction I had. Just, he jumped, oh god. I can still remember it. I did actually scream, and I don't tend to react that much to stuff. But yeah, that spider. It was, ugh. And I think this is like the 6th episode in the Technic series. Anyway, I was trying to find redstone or diamonds so we can make more machines, because I wanted to make an extractor so we can chop down the massive rubber trees across the water in front of our house, because those, they don't actually have the sticky resin sticking out of them. They have you just have to chop them down and then put them in an extractor, and it will extract a piece of rubber from it. And right now all of our machines are running on coal, which is really inefficient. So again, the high fiber cables, the solar energy, the electricity, that would be a lot better for us. And here I'm using my waste cobblestone block that I remembered to bring to just scaffold up to here to get this iron. God, we have so much iron right now. It's actually kind of funny. We probably have over 120 pieces of iron. We need to refine some to make more machines, but oh well. And then we actually came down. I made the diamond pickaxe to get obsidian, which we need for a transmutation table, which we can use to turn, I think I've said this, turn all the gems into diamonds. So I found some, I know I've gone past obsidian. I did know I went past obsidian when I was doing this too. I was just got distracted by all the minerals and stuffs. So I go back, find the obsidian and mine it. I cut that bit out because I didn't think you guys wanted to watch me sitting there not really doing anything for a while. Just mining one obsidian block after the other. I think I got 20. Yeah, I got up to 20 because I wanted some for the... See, surprise rat. I wanted some for a nether portal as well as the transmutation table, and I think you need obsidian for other things as well because of the industrial Technic pack, whatever. So anyway, I had such a great time in DC, and I got home and I was running on like 4 hours of sleep in the last 24 hours because of the terrible bus ride that I kind of managed to sometimes doze off during. So I got home and almost fell asleep on the couch, went upstairs, tried to do this, only succeeded in recording the video because I had a brain fart and forgot to change the audio settings, and then took a nap for 5 hours instead. So, yeah, I guess I was tired. And I don't know about you, but I rarely ever take naps. It's always, yeah, jump video. See, I cut the thing out and I'm back at the house. I have issues with taking naps. I rarely ever take them, and if I do, it's usually only for like an hour or so, but 5-hour nap. Yeah, making up for last night. And this is coming to an end. We've got the obsidian, we've got the redstone, we've got the iron to make some extractors and other things, and more iron furnaces, macerators, things like that. I hope next episode to start doing a solar farm and try and get some renewable electricity going on. Stay tuned, leave a comment. I really like reading comments. I look forward to them. I read every single comment people leave, and I try and respond to most of them. Subscribe if you're new here and you haven't already and you liked the video. I don't usually dub over them, but as I said, I was kind of out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed, and Frostbite out.